This is ABC7 News at 5. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Jacqueline Matters. Scott Dennis has the evening off. Our top story tonight, the Atlanta Braves spring training dream for Sarasota County officially began today with a few dozen shovels in the dirt in Northport. ABC7's Adam Cellini spoke with several key players at the groundbreak about their lofty goal to finish construction by 2019. He joins us now live from the West Villages district down in Northport. Adam?
Yeah, Jacqueline, this is where I'm standing right now. It doesn't look like much right now, but I'm told that this will be home plate in a brand new spring training facility by 2019. And while it feels like it's been a long road to this point, this is just the first inning of a build out that leaves very little room for error. These shovels have been busy for the Braves. 6 months after completing a new ballpark in Atlanta, the team is starting their spring training project in Northport.
We've been working very hard. We've got a great staff of people that know how to get major league ballparks built.
And it's no small ball effort. The team thanking state and local leaders for bridging the gap between their $55 million contribution and a $100 million facility.
For those of us involved in this project, it's been a race against time to get us to this point.
That race will continue for the next 16 months as crews transform dirt into clay on an aggressive building schedule, one that's now the responsibility of Sarasota's Tandem Construction, who took over from an Atlanta-based firm on Thursday. Tandem says construction will begin while the parties negotiate their new contract.
We would have been happy with either one, but the switches we think will accelerate this. A lot of the folks who are on that second group have worked here a lot and know this organization and know this community.
Monday, dozens filled the tent a few hundred feet away from the proposed home plate, including some locals like Reed Stoner.
I'm a baseball nut, so this is right down my alley.
And while the talk of the team and their future 8,000-seat spring training home had many buzzing, Hall of Famer John Shearholtz is ready for action.
Let's get the bulldozers going.
Now, Tandem Construction tells us that the subcontractor in charge of preparing this site started their work today. And now Hurricane Irma was something that pushed kind of the start time back a little bit. And Tandem tells us that those unpredictable factors like weather are part of the few things that could stretch the 14-month construction timeline out for this project. Jacqueline, I'm just going to kind of step in the box and get a feel here while I toss it back to you. It's going to be a long day for hitters at 5 o'clock in the evening if this is the true direction of home plate, but trust me, I'd probably rather be out here than definitely reporting from the stands. I'll back to you for now.
All right, thank you so much, Adam. Well, tonight the Sarasota County Fire Department is remembering a great leader and pillar of our community. Battalion Chief Bill Koser died in a motorcycle accident in South Georgia. He had been missing since he left a lake house on Wednesday night, and his body was recovered yesterday afternoon. Koser dedicated over 25 years of his life to fire rescue. The assistant fire chief says he will be sorely missed.
Chief Koser was extremely well respected by all of his people. It's tough to even think about, and for all of us in the fire service, excuse me, it really hits home. We all kind of think of ourselves as being kind of Teflon.
Definitely hits home for many. Bill Koser was set to retire this coming March. A celebration of his life will be held this Sunday, October 22nd, at the Sahib Shrine Temple in Sarasota. That starts at 2 o'clock that afternoon. And new details tonight on a fiery accident on I-75 in South Sarasota County. A vehicle caught fire in the southbound lanes of I-75 near the Clark Road exit around 6 o'clock on Sunday morning. That vehicle was engulfed and in flames, and when crews arrived at the scene, one person was outside of the car and one person was trapped inside. The person who was trapped was killed. Sarasota County Sheriff's deputies say that victim has been identified as Kristen Kelly of Riverview, who was celebrating her birthday that day. The other person involved in the accident was taken to the hospital. Governor Rick Scott is declaring a state of emergency for one Florida county, but it's not because of a storm. It's to provide extra security for the University of Florida campus. Governor Scott made that declaration today for Alachua County to help keep students and faculty safe. The sheriff in that county asked for help from the state because protests are planned for this Thursday in connection to a speaking event by white nationalist leader Richard Spencer. UF's president initially balked at the proposal by Spencer to speak on campus, but after facing a federal lawsuit, the university agreed to host it. Today's declaration allows the county to quickly coordinate resources from other law enforcement agencies. Well, Jewish day schools on the Suncoast and across Florida may soon have extra money for security upgrades. Governor Rick Scott wants to set aside $1 million in security funding for Jewish day schools as part of his 2018 recommended budget. The money would be used to help provide security and counterterrorism upgrades like video cameras, fences, bulletproof glass, alarm systems, and other safety equipment. Currently, thousands of Florida students attend Jewish day schools here in Florida. Well, it's time now to get a check on our weather with meteorologist Steve Newman.
Hi, Jacqueline. This time yesterday, we had a lot of thunder and lightning from a solid line of thunderstorms that were going across the Suncoast, heading out into the Gulf. That's not happening tonight because we don't have that onward push of the Gulf sea breeze colliding with those showers moving eastward. In fact, showers over the interior of the state are fairly light right now compared to yesterday, but down in southern parts of Sarasota County and around Venice, Warm Mineral Springs, all the way up to perhaps Palmer Ranch, have seen some showers and thunder showers, but these are very shallow, not throwing down very heavy rain, but you can see a couple claps of thunder and lightning there. Our future radar takes us to the overnight hours, has it pretty well intact, but look what happens overnight. More thunder possible off and on as an approaching cool front from the north drags down some drier air. And I think by Wednesday and Thursday, we'll feel a lot more comfortable as dew points lower. These are temperatures predicted to fall into the 70s overnight with scattered showers and thunderstorms as we saw on the future radar in the early morning hours when we bottom up at about 74. Our complete forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Jacqueline.
All right, thank you, Steve. Right now, a search is underway for a missing man after an explosion on an oil and gas transfer platform in Louisiana. 7 people were injured in that blast, and as ABC's Danya Backus tells us, investigators are now working to figure out the cause.
Monday, a desperate search for a missing Louisiana oil worker.
The Coast Guard has made contact with that person's family already, so they are notified that we have a current search and rescue mission going.
Sunday night, an oil rig explosion in Lake Pontchartrain right outside New Orleans, sending flames shooting into the air, lighting up the nighttime sky. The explosion felt by those living miles away.
And the whole entire house shook. Things fell off tables. It sounded like a bomb dropping, basically.
It's still popping and flaming away.
The rig blew just after 7 p.m. and within minutes the entire platform was on fire.
The whole house lit up with a big orange flash.
Flames ripping through the rig in all directions. The blast seriously injuring 7 other workers, 5 of them critically.
The 5 that were brought down to the trauma center have blast-type injuries and burns. They are, critical patients at the trauma center.
Officials believe cleaning chemicals ignited on the surface of the oil rig platform, causing the blast. The fire on the platform is now out, and there was a major concern about oil leaking into the lake, but officials say there are currently no visible signs of pollution. Danya Backus, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Today is a turning point as we enter day 9 of the deadliest wildfire disaster in California history. Firefighters are throwing everything they have at these fast-moving flames, and now they seem to have finally gained the upper hand. Firefighters are still working around the clock, some even sleeping in 2-person tents. And while they say full containment is still weeks away, they have started lifting evacuation orders.
Overall, things are feeling optimistic for us.
The fires have claimed the lives of at least 40 people and have destroyed more than 5,700 homes and other buildings. But the number of evacuation orders have gone down to 75,000 from nearly 100,000 just the day before. And remember, you can stay up to date on the latest news and see alerts on traffic and breaking news instantly. If you're an iPhone or iPad user and currently have our news app, you'll want to go to the App Store now and search for WWSB or My Suncoast. It's free and provides the most comprehensive news for our area. If you're an Android user, don't worry, you will get that new version downloaded automatically. Still to come on your Suncoast News, thousands across the state are receiving food assistance weeks after Hurricane Irma, with the end of registration fast approaching, where you can go to register. And Steve Newman will be back with your first alert weather forecast, plus some good news regarding your coffee habit. What new research has found about people who drink at least 4 cups of coffee a day.
It's a dangerous habit. Texting and driving kills thousands each year. Join ABC7 and take the No Text Zone pledge.
Hi, I'm Michael Johnson, the new car manager at Venice Honda, encouraging you to help us keep the Suncoast safe by making the pledge to not text and drive. Save a life. Stop by Venice Honda today and make the pledge to not text and drive, and register to win a $100 gift card to Capitol Grill.
Take the pledge. Save a life. Go to mysuncoast.com for more information.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was. I can tell you that you will not find a finer, more professional team of clinicians anywhere in the world.
Okay, so we drowned the fire, stirred it, drowned it again, and now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. I already posted it.
Farmers in Sarasota and Manatee counties may soon get some additional help recovering from Hurricane Irma. The U.S. Department of Agriculture is announcing that 44 counties in Florida may be eligible for federal loans. Still, it may be months before the agriculture industry sees broader federal assistance. Florida farmers are estimated to have lost $2.5 billion from the storm, and right now farmers can apply for Farm Service Agency programs, including emergency loans. Well, officials from around the state have been overwhelmed with people needing food assistance from Hurricane Irma. Long lines have been wrapping around 32 sites across Florida. So far, the DCF has supplied aid to more than 300,000 families, and that number is only expected to rise. Here on the Suncoast, the turnout at the Sarasota and Bradenton sites are no different. Families are eligible based on income and must have experienced a disaster-related loss or incurred disaster-related expenses. You can register at the Westfield Sarasota Square Mall location until 6 o'clock tonight and from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. tomorrow. And officials will also be on hand to help those in Manatee County sign up for the assistance at the DeSoto Square Mall. They will also be there from 6 o'clock tonight until 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. tomorrow as well. Well, it's a sad story, but it happens every single time there's a natural disaster. People leave the areas that are forecast to get hit by a storm and leave their pets behind. Some people leave their pets outside their home or on the side of the road, while others take them to an animal shelter to take care of their four-legged friends, and so that way they can seek safety. But many people never return to the shelters to pick their pets back up. So what happens to all those animals that are left behind?
Well, the most important thing is probably to get your pet microchipped and register your microchip. We had several dogs come in who were microchipped, and we thought, that we would be able to reunite them, but they weren't up to date, they weren't registered, and so we couldn't find information on their owners.
Coming up tonight on ABC7 News at 7, we'll discuss the options that pet owners have during natural disasters and where they can take their pets if they need to find shelter. Certainly something to keep in mind when it comes to your pets. I know I made sure to get my dog microchipped before Hurricane Irma came.
And if you move, a phone number changes, make sure you get online and change the data. Otherwise, they won't be able to find you and you will never get your dog back or cat. It's a shame. But we do have some changes on our weather. I think you're going to like the more comfortable weather coming our way this week. No sign of it just yet, but you can see these puffy cumulus clouds from our Lakewood Ranch camera. Look how shallow the clouds are, really not building up, so I don't think we're going to see a lot of heavy showers this evening, although there is one particular cell coming in down in southern part of Sarasota County and Charlotte County. But looking over the state, yesterday there was just a parade of showers coming across. We had a sea breeze front that came in, collided. We had that solid line of thunderstorms that shook windows and brought us locally heavy rain across the Sun Coast right about 5:45, 6 o'clock yesterday when I was getting ready to get on the air. But right now we just have this one small area that goes from about Palmer Ranch south to Venice. It came up from moisture coming up from the western part of Charlotte County. Currently at Sarasota Bradenton International Airport, it is 88 degrees. The dew point is 72, 59% humidity. We want to get these dew points down, and we could get them as low as 68, maybe 67. By Wednesday and Thursday behind the cool front that we'll look at in just a couple of minutes. But in fact, you could look at it right now. You can see the temperatures in the 80s ahead of the front. It's stretching right over the Big Bend area. In the 70s in Tallahassee, Pensacola, 69. You can see the change in colors. Well, these colors will spread south. But do not expect miracles from this front. It's not going to bring us a big cool push or anything. Just a tiny bit more comfortable later on in the week. In the 80s along the coast, but as warm as 93 at Arcadia, 91 at Punta Gorda, and Boca Grande right now 85 degrees. Across Manatee County, northern Sarasota County, 88 at the airport, Palmetto 89. In the upper 80s, mid 80s along the Keys. Very nice beach day today. It's going to get a little rougher out on the ocean tomorrow as the front comes and picks up the waves, so I hope you got out and enjoyed your boat today because it's going to be a little rougher coming in on Tuesday and Wednesday. Now, who would think that our tropical outlook would take us to England and Wales and Ireland, but it did. This is what's left of Hurricane Ophelia. Ophelia came closer to Europe than any other storm, any other hurricane in recorded history. It's the strongest storm to hit Ireland since Hurricane Debbie came this way back in 1961. So this one came up and hugged the coast, pulled up a lot of Sahara dust, we'll show you on our 6 o'clock newscast, turned the sky blood red across England and caused a lot of damage across Ireland. Now let's take a look at the Caribbean that might affect our weather. Perfectly clear. There's some impulses out on this front that stretches across northern Florida that'll bring showers our way, but nothing really tropical in nature. And we do have one little area in the Atlantic off the Carolinas and Georgia that does seem to be developing a central circulation. If it were to become anything tropical, it would move far away from any land areas and nothing to be concerned about. So these are our weather headlines, things you need to know. The season's first cool front is coming, but it's the first one, so don't expect a lot. It will bring scattered showers, especially overnight tonight and during the day tomorrow. And behind it, a little cooler air will filter in, or drier air will filter in, making it feel more comfortable. The actual thermometer only going to drop 1 or 2 degrees. Let's take a look at that front. It's a combination of the front sagging and the winds around the high pressure dragging in some drier air, and it will push southward tonight and tomorrow, increasing the chance of showers and thunderstorms across the area. And then it's going to go stationary over the southern part of Florida and then wash out. But you can see that parade of showers and thunder showers coming in on Wednesday, and then it'll dry out, I think, for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Out on the water tomorrow, seas are going to be increasing 2 to 4 feet with a light chop on bay and inland waters, northeast winds at 15 knots. Beach temperature tomorrow, 86 degrees. And here's my forecast for the next 7 days, showing that chance of rain up to 50% tomorrow, 30% on Wednesday, and then drier and more comfortable, Jacqueline, later on in the week.
Looking forward to it. Thank you so much, Steve. Now to first alert traffic. If you plan on hitting the interstate soon, now is a good time to go. The north and southbound lanes are looking clear, while eastbound drivers are seeing delays on the John Ringling Causeway. In health news tonight, there's more good news about the health benefits of coffee. Spanish researchers studied food questionnaires for more than 19,000 people who were an average of 37 years old. They followed them for about 10 years, and the results show that people who drank at least 4 cups of coffee each day had a 64% lower risk of death than those who never drank coffee. Authors say overall there was a 25% lower risk of death for every 2 additional cups of coffee each day, with the greatest benefit for folks 45 years old and older. And speaking of coffee, when you get a little tired, most of us tend to reach for a cup of Joe or a sugary drink or snack. Now, those can boost your energy levels fast, but they lack the staying power. Fortunately, Cleveland Clinic has some better options for staying alert. First, never skip breakfast. Research shows that people who eat breakfast perform better at tasks and eat fewer overall calories throughout the day. Also, don't overdo your coffee intake and avoid refined carbs. Carbohydrates provide much needed energy, but highly refined carbs can lead to a crash later in the day. Also, add lean protein to your meals and snacks. They take a bit longer to digest, and it slows the release of sugar into your bloodstream. And finally, choose small, frequent meals so that way you don't overeat at the next meal or eat any unhealthy snacks. Coming up, a panic at a New York festival, a bounce house full of children flying into the air. We have a look at what happened next. And Halloween hijinks awaits, how much money Americans are expected to dish out on candy and spooky decorations this Halloween.
For the last decade, S&S Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.
Celebrate the end of summer with big savings during the Jeep Celebration event going on now at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Shop the area's largest selection of new Jeep Wranglers, or save big on a new sleek and stylish Jeep Cherokee for as little as $18,999. Drive off today for your next great adventure in a brand new Jeep Renegade for as low as $15,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota today.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
Attention blood thinner users. Thousands of blood thinner users may have been exposed to serious risk by these dangerous medications. If you or a loved one took Xarelto or Pradaxa and suffered serious internal bleeding, call right now. Call Nightline Legal to speak with an experienced attorney for a free consultation. If we don't win, there is no fee. There are time deadlines to file a claim, so don't wait. Call right now.
Call 1-800-554-3987. Again, that's 1-800-554-3987.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Get breaking news alerts focused on the Suncoast. Download the ABC7 News app.
For more than 100 years, American Humane Association has been teaching kids to be kind to animals. Those in our homes, on the farms, on the silver screen, and wildlife conservation, caring for the world's vanishing creatures. But we can't do it alone. Visit kindness100.org to find ways to teach kids how they can make a more caring, compassionate, and humane world for all of us.
A warning to party planners and festival organizers tonight after an inflatable trampoline accident in Buffalo. The trampoline went airborne with several children on it and then hit and dragged a woman. ABC's Gio Benitez tells us now about that danger.
One of the bounce houses got airborne.
This morning, the terrifying moment, an inflatable trampoline is picked up by a gust of wind at the Maze Festival in upstate New York.
Multiple injuries at the corn maze.
The bounce house-style jumping pad lifted 50 feet from a cornfield. Several children playing on it at the time treated for minor injuries.
Somewhere in between 20 and 25 kids were in there when it flipped over.
A 76-year-old woman struck and dragged nearly 20 feet, was reportedly knocked unconscious.
Appears to be just the one injury. She may be going into shock.
And was rushed to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Authorities are investigating whether the giant inflatable was properly secured at the time. This accident, the latest among a number of recent incidents involving inflatable attractions. In April, 5 children were injured as a slide and bounce house were swept up in a strong gust of wind at a carnival in South Carolina.
They're all juveniles. Get out of here, get out of here.
In mid-flight, the empty slide ramming into power lines.
One of these amusement rides got airborne, popped the power line.
Oh, bounce house!
In 2015, 3 children caught in a bounce house horror taken for a ride when a 30-foot wide water spout hit a Fort Lauderdale beach.
I was thinking that I was about to die.
Wind gusts in the area reached 25 miles per hour. Winds inflatable safety experts say can be unsafe.
At 18 miles per hour, you need to shut the ride down, completely deflate it.
Even with the stakes?
Even with the stakes in the ground.
Wow, certainly scary situation there. Well, retailers are set to scare up a record $9 billion in Halloween sales this year. That's according to a survey by the National Retail Federation and Proper Insights and Analytics. Shoppers are expected to spend around $3 billion on costumes, $2 billion on candy, and $2 billion on decorations. Now that boils down to about an average of $86 per person. If the data is correct, Halloween sales this year will be around 3% higher than last year. And a conservation center in China is debuting not 1, not 2, but 36 new panda cubs. The cubs are at the China Conservation and Research Center for the giant panda. All the cubs were born this year, but they vary in age and size. Now it's the largest number of births in a single year since the breeding program began. It gives a much-needed boost to the vulnerable global panda population, and each cub may be reintroduced to the wild at a later time. Well, still to come on your Suncoast News, the push to ease the headache of traffic, what transportation officials are doing to relieve congestion on some of Manatee County's most crowded roadways.
Why settle for less? Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Subaru is the best overall brand for 2 years running and the most trusted brand for 3 years running, according to Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com. Right now, you can lease one of Subaru's most versatile vehicles, the Subaru Crosstrek, for as little as $199 a month, or get 2.9% financing with complimentary maintenance included. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Attention type 2 diabetics. The FDA warns of an increased risk of amputation associated with certain diabetes medications. If you took the diabetes medications Invokana or Invokamet and then suffered an amputation or one of these other serious injuries, call the Rely On Group right now. If you've suffered amputation or any of these injuries after taking your diabetes medication, call the Rely On Group today. You may be entitled to substantial financial compensation. The FDA has recently warned about an increased risk of leg and foot amputations associated with the use of certain diabetic medications such as Invokana and Invokamet. If you or a loved one took the diabetes medications Invokana or Invokamet and then suffered an amputation, ketoacidosis, kidney failure, or even death, call the Rely On Group now. We are here to help you get the justice you deserve. You may be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Call 800-355-8205. That's 800-355-8205.
Glasses and contacts. You need them to see, but they put such a strain on your life, you miss precious moments. Due to new advances in vision improvement technology, LASIK is now affordable for almost everyone, with procedures starting as low as $299 per eye and over 1 million procedures performed by our trusted independent surgeons. LASIK surgery is a sensible, safe, and affordable solution to improve your vision. Our simple 3-step process begins with a free evaluation, followed by an extensive preoperative exam to determine if you're a candidate for LASIK eye surgery. Depending on the results of your evaluation and eye exam, you and your surgeon will choose the LASIK option that works best for you. So call now to talk to a LASIK Vision Institute counselor and schedule your free evaluation. That's a $100 value, free. Call the LASIK Vision Institute for your free evaluation and enjoy more of your life.
Call 1-800-813-0109. 1-800-813-0109.